Hey, Douglas here. Today we have two new Vannen watches. These are the limited series Mad Balls watches that I would like to unbox with you. Before doing so, I'd like to state that this is not a sponsored video. I am in no way affiliated with Mad Balls or Vannen watches. I purchased all three of these watches from their website, which you could get to from the link in the description of this video. I would, however, like to plug some of the accounts that led me to these gorgeous timepieces. So number one, the art of the watches is based off the latest Mad Ball series, which debuted in 2017. This artwork for the series was done by Carlos Viagra, and you can follow him on Instagram. He's an outstanding artist. His username is cviagra99. If you'd like to follow Mad Balls on Instagram, their username is madballsx. And finally, I would like to mention Vannen Watches. If you'd like to follow them on Instagram, their username is Vannen Watches, and they produce some of the coolest watches with modern day pop culture references and themes that I have probably ever seen. Okay, so the two that we'll be unboxing today are both limited to only 100 watches by Vannen Watches. The first one is the Hornhead watch, and the second one is Dust Brain. This is the Oculus Orbis release of the watch, which you may have seen in my ASMR unboxing video. If you haven't seen that, I'd highly recommend checking that out. So some of the specs of the watch I'd like to go over is first the housing, or the case, is 43 millimeters and made from a plastic that has a matte finish, which is soft to the touch. The dial itself is 38.4 millimeters. The crystal is plastic, and the minute and hour markings and the Vannen logo that you see are printed on the underside. So if you can see here, they're kind of like inside the watch. You can't really scratch them off. The buckle underneath here is made from the same exact plastic as the housing, which again is like a soft matte finish. It's pretty nice. This loop right here is made from an even softer plastic, and it's malleable, which dons the most recent Mad Balls logo on it here. The straps are glossy finish, as you can see, with beautiful Carlos Viagra Mad Balls artwork on the front, and some light green icon artwork on the inside, as you may have seen from the unboxing video before. So one thing I'd like to note about these watches, and the band especially, is that if you pay close attention to this, you can see that depending on which watch that you purchase, the bands will all be different. The bands won't include the main Mad Ball, which is on the watch dial itself. I think this is a nice touch, and you can see that it makes the entire watch look like some small piece of artwork, which includes one of each Mad Ball in this watch series. As you see, Oculus Orbis isn't on the band here. So when I first saw this watch, I kind of dismissed it, to be completely honest with you. My normal attire is mostly dark clothes, and I thought that this watch would clash with my entire wardrobe. All of my current wristwatches are dark-colored divers watches, like the Seiko Tuna. Also, it initially looked kind of young for my age, but I have to say, to address these two initial concerns, I would like to say that the watch is small, obviously, compared to a typical human adult body, so the clashing doesn't really exist. Also, the young aspect of this watch makes me love this watch even more now that I've been wearing it. I'm 41 years old, but if you think about it, Gen X was the first to have and cherish Mad Balls as kids and teenagers. I had mine in the early 80s, so you know what? I kind of don't care. Mad Balls did nothing but bring like a smile to my face when I would play with them or even look at them. This watch is no different. I get a nice, nostalgic, cozy feeling each time I read the time or catch a glimpse of my wrist. It kind of always brings a smile to my face, just like the Mad Balls did. If it looks like an eyesore to other folks, as far as clashing or not going with my attire or whatever, then so be it. That means that the watch is definitely doing its job. Mad Balls are supposed to be gross, right? Yeah, my first Mad Ball was Slobulus. This is not it. This is the Kid Robot version of Slobulus, which looks very similar to the original, but has more detail. It's slightly larger, it's actually much bigger, and has a much better paint job. So Slobulus will always be my favorite and have a special place in my heart. I don't know, I would like to think that he loved being hit with a plastic baseball bat and getting lost under my bed all the time. On that note, Vannen Watches reached out to me after I posted the ASMR unboxing of this watch and let me in on a little secret. And that is the Slobulus and Skullface, which are the only two watches remaining in the series to be released, will be debuting in, and I quote, a few months. So get ready for that. If you're a Slobulus fan, if you are a Skullface fan, you know, they're on the way. So, and they look really awesome. You know, you could kind of imagine what they would look like because all of the watch dials and faces are printed here on the back of the box here. So I'm guessing the Slobulus watch dial is going to don this Slobulus, and the skull face is going to be this one here. So I think they're going to look pretty cool. So overall, I'm very happy with this watch series. I think that Vannen and Mad Balls did a spectacular job at capturing the spirit of Mad Balls. And not only that, they laid out a magnificent design of Carlo's artwork onto the entire watch. The entire watch, if you look at it, it's completely covered in artwork. I don't have anything to say that's bad about this watch at all. I love it. It did, like, the band was a little bit hard whenever I got it, but it just kind of conformed to my wrist and softened up after wearing it. So also in the DMs that I got from Vannen, one of them was a little tip that you can use to preserve the life of the watch band itself. So rather than whenever you put it through the buckle and put the pin through the hole here, and don't put it back through the buckle, just put it directly through the loop afterwards. As you see here, it doesn't make it like stick out anymore or anything. It actually makes it seem exactly the same. And I guess from the bending and creasing, you could probably, the bend may start to crack and you could probably end up getting chipped paint on it, or the paint fading off or wearing off wherever the buckle goes down. I would recommend, as they do, just put it directly through the loop right here, the band loop. Okay, so let's get to the portion of the video that you all are probably waiting for, and that's the unboxing. One thing you may have noticed is that my Hornhead box looks way different than the Oculus Orbis box that you saw previously, or the Dustbrain box, as you see here. So this is like a shimmering chrome background, as you see here. I don't know if it could show up on camera very well. It is very cool looking. Yeah, apparently only a select few of random folks will get this beautiful limited design, and I'm very happy that I got one. So let's just tear them open and see what's inside. So I cut the boxes this way so that I could kind of preserve the plastic on the top. Just kind of like saw into the inside here. And then cut one edge. Once that edge is done, peel it up, and then you could probably use scissors for this part, but I'm just going to be lazy and cut and tear it. There, that way I can push the watch out and, keep the plastic on the box because the box is nice. And here we go. So Hornhead, which obviously is like a purplish color. I don't know if it's showing up right in the video, but the second hand is orange and the hour hands are green, whereas on the Oculus Orbis, the hour hands are orange and the second hand is green. So that's also another really cool touch. And it looks like the same exact contents inside of this box that were inside of the Oculus Orbis watch. We have this little instruction and little message from Vannen watches here. It comes in a nice plastic box, like this is very hard and nice. I'll just go through this in case anybody wants to pause and read this. This paper is where I learned about another trick about the band, and that is you can put it into very warm water, not too warm obviously, and just the band, and it'll soften the band up. I actually did that and it works pretty well. And that's it. So let's check this watch out, right? One thing I forgot to mention in the specs is the crown. I don't know how the heck I forgot that. The crown actually has, as you see here, the Vannen watch's logo on it. And to set the time, it's super simple. You just pull this out and you can set the time. Looks like it's... There we go. Wow, the seconds even lined up with the time. This is the back of the case here. It looks like it's maybe stainless steel. It doesn't say. It does say the quartz movement here. This is Japanese 3-arm quartz, which means that there's 3 arms telling the time. And it just says 2021 TCFC. Vannen watches, has the Vannen watches logo, says it's water resistant and where it's made. So yeah, again, I don't know if you could see that inside the band there, that's like printed on the top of the band. So it's like, it won't rub off on your wrist. That is such a cool idea. Like, I'm not sure who thought about that, Vannen watches, but that's such a good idea because obviously if this were printed on the inside and you wore it enough, I'm sure this print would wear off from your wrist. So again, the band, as you see here, does not contain Hornhead. We have Oculus Orbis, Scream and Mimi, Skullface. Hornhead is in the dial, then we have Dustbrain and Slobulus at the top, which is super cool. So the watch looks and feels exactly like the Oculus Orbis watch. It's just obviously a different release. And again, these are limited to only 100. Okay, so next up is Dustbrain. Let's go ahead and open him up the same exact way here. I'm going to start by sawing through the plastic here on the edge. Get the other side. Looks like I kind of went through the cardboard there. There we go. Once it's up on here, just going to cut this here. Recommend using scissors for that part if you're doing it this way. Ready? And there we have Dustbrain. Same exact contents. Nothing extra. Nice hard box. Let's go ahead and open it up. As you see here, we have Hornhead, Slobulus, Scream and Mimi, Dustbrain on the dial. Then we have Skullface and Oculus Orbis at the top here. Oculus Orbis looks pretty awesome on the band, actually. I never saw him on the band on this one, so. But yeah, all of these are different. Again, I love these watches. I think they're great. For the price, they're pretty amazing. Limited to only 100, so not sure what their availability is going to be like. And I apologize if they're gone by now. I hate seeing videos like this and you go to buy it and the stuff's gone. So yeah, thanks for watching and hope you have a great day.